Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to yet another G1 League CA qualifier match. Neo.INT International, Team Ninja Boogie, as I like to call them, facing off against SM. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. I actually know nothing about this team, SM. I do apologize for that, but it's been busy around here. I've not had a chance to research them, so if anyone in the chat knows something about them, feel free to let the viewers know what's up. But for those who haven't already heard, G1 League now has an official English website. You should all be watching this at that website, g1.2p.com. Very simple, very easy to remember. It supports the organizers. It helps ensure that future seasons of the G1 League will hopefully have some more international flavor like we're going to see this season with North American, European teams, and potentially even a bigger prize pool. Of course, I'm LD of Beyond the Summit. Of Beyond the Summit. Thank you all for joining me. It's a pleasure to be here. I hope you've been enjoying the game so far. It is currently about 2 a.m. my time. I've only been casting for 3 hours, but I think I may have 6 to 8 ahead of me, if not more. So it's going to be one of my longer casts ever. I'm excited, though. After the G1 League qualifiers wrap up for today, I think we have 2 matches after this one, maybe 3. But after they are done, we'll move into the We Play Dota League and its inaugural day of action. For that tournament, there is now a Dota TV ticket available in the store. I think it's $5 or maybe it's $4. It's pretty cheap, though. I think it's $4. Quite cheap, and actually pretty much every top Western team in the universe and also on the planet is in the tournament. And the format is going to be pretty interesting. I'm excited for it. If you've ever watched the GSL, it's basically the GSL format for the first 2 rounds. So you have no meaningless games. There's no round-robin nonsense. You don't have to watch matches when the group results are already decided like you do in almost every Western tournament. It's just going to be straight, basically, to the juicy meat of it all. Once we get to the round of 8, then it gets really fun. It'll be double elimination from there. But enough about that. We're still in the G1 League. Just want to let you know what else is coming up today. Oh, and by the way, Gods is casting right now some Warcraft 3 for the GEST IDC, but he will be casting the GEST Challenge later today, and that's over on Beyond the Summit 2, twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit 2. So if you want to watch LGD.INT, Vici Gaming, as well as some other great Asian teams, MUFC and Orange, the 2 Southeast Asian contenders later today. Be sure to check out his stream. But over to the draft, where SM, I have no idea how these guys play. I know nothing about them, so keep that in mind. But they start with a pretty standard set of bans. The Mag, the Keeper ban. They force Neo.INT to blow their bans on Bat Nyx, which leaves Darkseer in the pool. They promptly first pick that, and Neo.INT says, fine, we'll take Shadow Demon and Lifestealer. Shadow Demon, the best support in the game in my book to deal with the Darkseer in the laning stage, and they get a Lifestealer, very tanky, difficult to kill hero. So they have the counter to the Lifestealer. They also have a hero that can counter Darkseer in the lane better than anyone else if you're running that defensive tri-lane against him.
Templar Assassin.
And it looks like it will be either an off lane or a jungling Darkseer, but this looks to be the 3-position Darkseer, as TA is selected by SM. A hero that can do well against Nyx Assassin. He doesn't have the best armor early on. Yes, he builds armlet. Yes, he gets very tanky, but minus armor from TA and big burst damage is a way to bring him down quickly. They only have 1 stun, though. That's going to be the concern for SM. Right now, they're just looking at a Rubik Lift. Sure, you have Vacuum, but that doesn't really last very long. It can interrupt TPs. Remaining. It's not going to work on the Magic Beam Lifestealer, though. So for SM, in the second stage, they are going to need to find either some more disables or just an incredibly potent carry who can go toe-to-toe with the Lifestealer. Something perhaps like a Faceless Void. Seems like everything's good with the stream. Just doing a quick check there. Queen of Pain, the quick response. I'm excited to see this TA play mid. Yesterday, Mushi kind of revitalized, I think, in some people's eyes, the TA's ability to go mid nowadays with the new refraction. It really seems like she's fallen off, but he was just at level 1. That takes Meld, just dodging every single Shadow Strike. Of course, when you Meld dodge a Shadow Strike, you don't take the damage, you don't get the damage over time slow either, and it's cheap. It's only 50 mana with a low cooldown. So as a result, he was able to crush his lane. His team ended up losing that game. That was an epic fiasco of a game, to say the least. But it was very entertaining, and it was really a tour de force of TA play. Now, I'm not saying this TA is going to be Mushi, but I am saying it's a matchup the TA can win. It's an interesting matchup. I think one of the more interesting 1v1 solo mids and matchups in the game, and I'm excited that we're going to see it again, because we don't see it much nowadays. It's much more about the tempo controllers, the strong team fight mids, like the Beastmaster, the Mag, the Panda, the Darkseer. All of these heroes going mid nowadays, frankly, they're boring. Rarely do you see a kill mid, and rarely do you get to see a player truly showcase their individual skill in those matchups. It's more about bottle crowing, spamming spells. With TA Queen of Pain, yes, bottle crow comes into play, but lining up side blades, dodging shadow strikes, contesting the runes, all of this I feel a lot more interesting to watch. So anyway, with that being said, no real true hard carry picked up yet for either team. Plenty of semi-carries, though, and we'll see if anyone opts to go for a third carry. I like what SM's done here, though. Banning the Lone Druid is almost essential nowadays. Not just as a strict ban, but when a team has a Lifestealer, you don't want to let them get Lone Druid as well. Because then let's say you get something like a Beastmaster to deal with the Lifestealer. Well, the problem is you can't roar both heroes. And even if it's something like a Mag who has RP, which he's banned here, but basically for, you know, the sake of discussing this hypothesis, the issue is, well, you're not likely to RP both anyway, and even stuff like Ravage, you just can't burst these heroes down. That's the problem. So giving 2 away to the other team, nearly impossible to stop. It's something we saw in G League a lot. IG really demonstrated and reinforced something that had already become apparent in past games in G League, in Western Dota 2, that Lifestealer plus Lone Druid as a combo is almost impossible to deal with. Both are good at farming, both are survivable, both are fairly mobile in terms of being able to scout with the bear, and Lone Druid having good move speed on that bear, and of course the Lifestealer. Interesting ban, though, from Neo.INT. They're actually going to go ahead and ban out the Naga. So I hear that can counter the Lifestealer. Can be strong in the aggressive tri-lanes, either as a support or as a carry. I've actually seen the Pinoy team's runner as a support. I don't know if Neo.INT would do that, but I'm interested to see what they're going to do from here. Trying to conserve those vocal cords, guys. That's why I'm pausing here and there, taking a sip of water. I've put out feelers to about 20, 30 people if anyone wants to cast, but it's dead night here in North America. Europe's just waking up. They have class, they have school, so they're not available. But hopefully they'll show up later. In the meantime, I have really enjoyed solo casting. I hope you guys are enjoying the games as well. Chen is the choice. Going for a greedy lineup. Chen and Darkseer. Nothing really strong in the laning stage. Well, that's not fair. Not strong in the laning stage, but they don't have much kill potential unless they want to dual roam, which maybe they'll do that. Maybe Rubik Chen will be our dual roaming combo. The issue is who are you going to gank? Lifestealer, Queen of Pain, not that strong, or not very easy to kill, even with a Rubik Chen. Maybe if you get an amazing creep, like I mean, not even a Centaur. I feel like you almost need an Ursa, and the Queen of Pain has to waste her blink, because otherwise you stun her, but can you really burst her down at the early levels? Not likely to happen. Unless you get a crazy test of faith and a full damage meld. But realistically, probably just going to be defensive jungle from SM. So what we're looking at now is probably a jungle Darkseer. Maybe he'll go off lane, but likely he's going to have a hard time in that off lane because of the matchup he's up against. So he'll start in the jungle. Chen will start in the jungle. Rubik will be supporting the safe lane. TA will solo mid. We may see some movement from the Rubik Chen, but again, a game where you're probably better off just spending your time farming and getting a lot of levels, going for the quick mech, the early pipe, the early arcane boots, things like this. Because realistically, killing Lifestealer Queen of Pain is nearly impossible until the mid-game with the lineup that SM has at their disposal. As for Neo.INT, wide open. Could run the Queen of Pain as the mid, can run her as a safe lane, can run the Lifestealer in an aggressive tri-lane, can run him in the defensive tri-lane, can put him solo versus some heroes. Darkseer is not the easiest one, but you do have the lifesteal from Feast, so you're not totally screwed against him. They could even run a dual lane potentially, and now they go for the Sand King. This hero has been so popular in Southeast Asia lately. If you've been watching European or North American Dota, you're probably thinking, who is this guy? I've never seen him before in my life. He's got some nasty teeth. But he's actually a very popular pick in Southeast Asia. One of the strongest supports in the eyes of most of the players there. And I actually think he's somewhere in between. I think he's a little bit underrated by the Western teams. I think he's maybe slightly overrated by some of the Asian teams, but definitely stronger than the teams are making him out to be. And especially with all the roaming, the early smoke ganks, and as well as a lot of the mid-game team fights that develop. Sand King is an absolute maestro in those mid-game team fights. Now they go Juggernaut. And now I don't know what they're doing with their lanes. They could aggressive tri-lane with Juggernaut Rubik Chen, Darkseer Rubik Chen. They could run the Juggernaut in the safe lane and just farm the Rubik Chen and do a lot of pulling, and the Darkseer either in the off lane or in the jungle. They basically can run any number of different combos. The one thing we know is that TA is going mid, but aside from that, it's all up in the air for SM. Now the final pick for Neo, and it will be a Windrunner. And with their lineup, could be an aggressive tri-lane for them, could be a Windrunner, Queen of Pains, the two solos. Well, we imagine they'll be the two solos one way or the other, I should say. And I am interested to see what they're going to do with their lanes. Is either team going to be aggressive? If you don't want to be aggressive, and you're not expecting aggression, there are better picks than a Juggernaut. Juggernaut, you pick him for the mid-game pushing power. But he's not going to scale that well. And if you free farm, generally other heroes offer more. But they have some big heals with Chen and Juggernaut. So healing ward plus Chen heal, plus potentially an early mech on the Darkseer. The mid-game push of SM could be insanely good. And for Neo.INT, one of their best AoE heroes, the Sand Cane, is going to be a support. So for them, it's going to be very important to get levels or to deny the early level progression and item progression of a lot of these Radiant heroes. But come mid-game, SM are going to have some big windows, some opportunities to find early kills. As for Neo.INT, well, something like an Orchid would be fantastic. They can go for a lot of lifesteal ganks. But with that being said, let's introduce the teams. On the side of Neo.INT, we have Ninja Boogie, Michael Ninja Boogie Ross. I say that because he has a Facebook page, and you should follow him. He's a really nice guy. He's also done some casting with Mizram, and I actually asked him if he'll cast with me in the future. He said yes, so I'm looking forward to that. He'll be playing the lifesteal. We have Heart Chico on the Shadow Demon, the stand-in, the mysterious stand-in, playing the Queen of Pain. Downey on the Sand King. I hope I'm saying that right. And Who's Xiaoman on the Windrunner. Observer's already picked up. It's going to be solo in the offlane, so no aggressive tri-lane for them. And for SM, it looks like that'll be the same case as well. So on the side of SM, the team that I sadly know almost nothing about. PTY on the Juggernaut. Agumon on the Rubik. Smash playing the Chen. Smoke and Observers and Sentries picked up for their team. And the same as well for Neo.INT. And actually, Neo.INT has 2 sets of Observers, but no Smoke. So buying all 4 Observers off the bat, a little bit unusual. Fisher going mid as the TA, rushing the bottle. And the offlane is going to be Darkseer. I don't speak Chinese. So they're going to be checking the top rune. Let's see who's going to find it. 3 heroes grouped up here. Archico going to be warding. They're really worried about the dual roam. I imagine that's why Neo.INT has bought 4 wards off the bat. Is they want the Windrunner to have some vision of any sort of ganks coming away, and they also want to protect this mid, to protect that Queen of Pain. I really don't think she can die, but they're just going to play it safe and secure and place an additional ward here. So a pretty good ward. It'll catch any sort of smoking in this region. If you're going to go for the smoke, you got to do it like back up here, basically. And off the bat, Windrunner gets an illusion rune. This is a huge rune for her. If she's smart, she'll block the camps, but doesn't do so. That's a little bit unfortunate. She'll use them to last hit in the lane, maybe harass this Rubik, scout him out a bit. But it's quite a loss not to actually be blocking the Chen's camps. Like, particularly if you have the rune in time, you can go and block this camp here and really slow down his farm. We'll see what Smash does, but if he's anything like Extinct, he'll be trying to get a lot of farm with Tornado Creeps and just basically get that early pair of Arcane Boots, or maybe the mech out. As for Darkseer, he's farming the small camp, not starting in the big camp. You can definitely do this camp at level 1, but starting the small camp, it's a little bit less efficient, not the end of the world, but it's going to slow down his farm a bit, and not really optimal. Fisher has not gone for the meld at level 1. I feel this is a mistake in this matchup. Refraction does help you last hit, but the issue is it's so expensive anyway. Meld is cheap. It's only 50 mana. You can just keep on dodging Shadow Strike, and then Queen of Pain really can't do anything to harass you. So off the bat, Stand-in having a pretty decent time here. Sitting at 3 and 2, but really frustrating Fisher, going through a lot of his refraction charges. Darkseer, now that he's surged, will head to the top lane, so he's not going to be jungling for long. Just wants to get that early point in surge, then off he goes. Fisher still farming away mid. As far as the trades, if we're taking a look at sort of what each team is getting, Juggernaut's sitting at 7 and 2. Been missing some last hits, but he's up against the Windrunner, and the Windrunner has great vision. So there's not going to be an easy way to surprise her unless a smoke comes. This might be the opening, though. Chen's level 3, he's got a Dark Troll Warlord, but he's going to walk right by the wards. He didn't use the smoke, so it's not going to work. Windrunner will simply back off, the gank will be wasted, and now Smash should know that there's a ward, as he did see that Windrunner retreating out of the lane. You have great vision during the daytime.
Haste!
Queen of Pain bags a haste, heads back towards mid. But the trades, Neo.INT are getting a big advantage here, because Lifestealer is farming completely free, and they're getting a lot of pulls, and their Windrunner's not being kept out of experience range. That's really the X factor. At the same time, though, it's not like SM isn't getting good trades, it's just you have Chen and Rubik. You could at least be shutting down this Windrunner. If you had Sentry'd here, if you'd gotten... Well, you don't place it there, you place like over here. But if you had de-warded her properly, then she wouldn't have seen you coming, or you could have gone for the smoke gank, but neither being the case. She's level 2, she's frustrating the Juggernaut in lane. He's now 6 CS behind, and the Windrun will be popped. She'll look to run away. Now the D-ward comes out, and it should be okay. Darkseer's rotated to top lane, but he hasn't gotten anything since coming here. Now he will, though. This is a massive wave. It's 2 waves of experience. So a big boon here for the Darkseer. The mysterious Darkseer. Fisher just farming away mid, sitting at 8 and 10. Wow, 10 denies. Doing really well. Has now gone back for point meld, as you would expect. And Standin having a little bit of trouble against him. We're going to see almost constant bottle crowing from Fisher, I do imagine. He's sitting on that bottle. Coming out to him from the courier. As for this Queen of Pain, doesn't have her bottle yet. And here comes the first smoke of the game. Or no, not a smoke, just a roam mid. Fisher doesn't have vision. Let's see if he's going to notice. The Darkseer scouting things out. This is probably the worst thing you can be doing right now, which is charging up the hill. Uh-oh. He may die. Refraction has 1 charge left. They're going to start with the Disruption. They'll follow with the Burrow. They drop the Sentry. This should be our first blood. Burrow strike through a second or so later than I would have liked, but it doesn't matter. An easy kill claim by them. Nicely done. A smooth gank, and the Radiant not having those 4 wards, not having the extra ward up towards the top side of the map. Darkseer looks like he didn't call that MIA in time. And it's hard for him to know because they could just be pulling this camp. They could even be pulling this one and you wouldn't be sure. So a big roam from Neo.INT going the way. They strike first. Lifesteal's just about got his Midas. 4.5 minutes in. As for the Juggernaut, not going to be going for an item that will accelerate his farm. And the Chen, not farming with Wildkins, not stacking the jungle. Hasn't gotten the lucky creeps yet. So we're not going to see that. Uh-oh, top lane. Darkseer tries to surge away, gets disrupted. Now will die. They can burrow him if they need to. They don't want to, though. They want the Lifesteal to get the kill. Ninja Boogie claims it. Flicks him away like a booger. And secures that one. Now Fisher has a Sentry in lane. So he potentially has to be careful, but he's still doing well. In spite of that first blood going against him. He's sitting 12 and 11, but Queen of Pain's caught up in terms of the last hits. 13-8 for her. So early on, advantage Neo.INT. 750 gold lead, 250 experience lead. SM had the difficult to predict lanes, but they're just not playing with maximum efficiency. Darkseer sitting top, but not a hero that can... Lifesteal, not a hero you can shut down with Ion Shell spam. And he's up against Sand King Shadow Demon, so he's actually not that survivable in this matchup. Still no meld dodge is even attempted, but Refraction is still good damage. The Chen wasting a lot of time bottom, not finding ganks. Hasn't been quite as efficient with his farm, so across the board, just... There's a lot of things SM could be doing if they're a little bit more experienced that would put them in a better position. Darkseer gets Soul Catcher to Burrow Strike here. Could spell trouble, but they want him to surge first. He'll do it. He'll oblige. Probably should have held that a bit longer, and still will go down to the end. Now the Lifesteal Midas is the almost dead Dark Troll Warlord. Gives you a lot of experience, that one. Meanwhile, mid lane, Fisher getting aggressive. Sort of, I don't want to say the lone hope, but the one player that's doing well in his lane, his 1v1 matchup. Healing Ward, Chen only level 4. Normally you want to have 2 creeps when you go for this push, but Chen's going now. The issue is Windrunner's 4, Shadow Demon's 4, only has 1 point in Shadow Poison, but still they can stall this push, and without the Hand of God, without 2 creeps, it's actually not that strong of a push. And now Sand King smokes and heads bottom. Downey on the hunt. Will he find someone? They don't have the best killing combo because the Shadow Demon's not anywhere near the Sand King. He just dispelled a Smoky. No Smash is lurking around the corner. He doesn't want to be spotted. They're not going to see him. He's just in the fog there, just out of vision range. But he's going to watch them pass and then say, hey, we can go on Juggernaut now. If we burrow him, maybe we can burst him. But they're going to need a Shackle to latch if they want to do that. And I think in the end, they'll just choose to back off. Lifesteal is getting too much. 47 CS Endo Midas. He is way ahead. He got this Midas about that 4.5, more like 5-minute mark or so. And that's about not as fast as you can get a Midas, but going for normal items, you can't really get one much faster. Ninja Boogie, 7 CS a minute. And he's getting extra Midas creep and experience. And some of those are big neutral creeps. He's not even farming the small ones. So in every respect, he is way ahead. You see it in the gold. Already 1,000 gold lead over the Lifestealer, or over the Juggernaut. He's also got the Midas up again. He can use this soon. What will he go for? That's the interesting question. Will it be the Armlet Rush? Will it be the Phased Drums? I feel Phased Drums this game would be pretty strong. Gets to here like Juggernaut. You can just run him down while he's Blade Fury and quickly remove him from the fights. But we will see. TA did manage to secure herself a regen rune. Something up her sleeve for a rainy day. And Darkseer's getting some experience now that they've left the top lane. They're not pulling anymore. They're just kind of parked behind mid. They're waiting for this TA to post up because it's the one lane where there's a bit of a struggle. Standard's now 19-10. Fisher is really getting the upper hand, but the scream to start. It's a beautiful bait. It's a trap. Hello, TA. Fisher could be burrowed now. He's trapped under the sentry, but he's actually about to get out of range. Will it be enough? He's low. He's low, but he's got refraction. Where's that refraction? Turns around, runs back in. Auto attack number 1. The poison taking him low. The burrow is here. Still refraction goes. He's got 1 extra charge. Now throws out the trap. On the hunt. On the chase. The salve up. Needs to get around the tree line, but won't be able to do so quite in time. Fisher. Can he find the kill? If he can lure these small creeps out, he can maybe go for a side trap or a side blade splash, but Downey has the wand, will burrow forward, didn't go down the cliff. Oh, I don't think he meant to do that, but he'll be okay in the end. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's been a push going on. Healing ward deployed, now Chen's level 5, he's gotten the double creeps, and he's going to bring this tier 1 down quite easily.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
These 2 heroes for Neo.INT, the supports, they've been all over the map. That mid gank just didn't quite go their way in the end. So close to getting that kill. But TA dodges a bullet this time. No boots on the Queen of Pain. Boy, oh boy, is she poor. 1,700 net worth. Almost being doubled up. That's just... And she got help, too. I mean, this is a TA who's really crushing the lane. Fisher's playing well. But can he find the openings in the mid game? That'll be the interesting storyline. Because right now... Juggernaut is not a hero that outcarries Lifestealer. He's a hero that you pick either for the healing ward or just for an aggressive tri-lane, because Blade Fury is great in those. But playing him as a hard carry and not building a Midas against the Lifestealer does, you're never going to outcarry him. It will come down to the team play. And what are they going to have as far as items to supplement that team play? Right now, Darkseer, just the Soul Ring, nothing up on the Courier just yet. So he's nowhere near a big item like a mech. Rubik, nothing too much on him, nothing doing there. Chen, Arcanes, that's it. Could go for the mech now. Might be the better choice since he's farming more than the Darkseer, but it's going to be a relatively delayed mech, so the team composition of SM, not sure how well equipped it is to win these fights. Nice defensive telekinesis. Now the invis picked up by the TA, but there are sentries here, I believe. Uh-oh, Fisher's getting surrounded, but the Hand of God comes in. The fight gets turned around. Downey on the run. He is going to be trapped as well as dusted. Still the chase. Another shockwave. Vacuum as well. Suddenly 4 heroes, 2 creeps. Basically 6 heroes, because those creeps are good. And now they're going to 5-man mid, perhaps. Not Darkseer. He'll stay top. He'll try to slow down this Lifestealer's push. 77 CS. 70-freaking-7 CS. He's averaging 7 CS a minute. We're now 11 minutes in. Will he go Battle Fury? I'm just kidding, of course. No, he's going to go for... Looks like the armlet there. And for the power treads. Here comes the TP from the Lifestealer. He wants to join the fight. He infests inside the Chen creep. And he could even look to steal another one. Oh, Fisher. Oh, Fisher. Oh, has the Invis. So he'll be able to back off. But this Lifestealer is a great hero to make Chen very sad. Can infest one creep, can Midas another. So an item that's effective against Chen on multiple levels. Not to mention, is going to further increase his farm lead. He's now 2.4k ahead of the Juggernaut. I feel like I'm just watching one of those clocks tick down. It's like New Year's is coming. The ball is about to drop in Times Square. And once that ball drops, Juggernaut, he's going to have his mask torn asunder. For anybody who's just tuning in, you are watching the G1 League qualifiers for the Southeast Asian region. We're only on day 1. It's currently the round of 32, so we have a lot of action in store as the day progresses, and then again over the next coming few days. By the time today is done, we'll be down to 16 teams in Phase 1. That's the stage we're in now. After today's action, we move into tomorrow, where we'll whittle it down to 8 teams. Those 8 teams will advance to Phase 2, where they will face off... You're not going for this, are you? Just being a nuisance, this Windrunner, when I'm trying to talk. Stop playing Dota. But those 8 teams will advance into Phase 2, where they will be basically pulled up with the other 8 teams that have already been invited directly into Stage 2. Out of that stage will emerge 4 teams from those 16. And then those 4 teams will be grouped up with the 4 finalists that were at the LAN finals for the last edition of the G1 League. And out of those teams, 4 will remain when all is said and done. And those 4 will go to the LAN finals, along with the 2 North American European teams. So that's Stage 3, the last one that I mentioned. But we're in Stage 1 right now, and at the very beginning of it, at that, the round of 32 for Stage 1. And we just saw the Windrunner made very sad. So an effective smoke gank from Smash. Slowly working towards that mech, if he's the one who's going to build it. Meanwhile, Darkseer on the run. Or maybe it's the back Sand King on the run. Oh boy. The play's starting to come out now. But here's the Sand King. Or here's a disruption and a purge. Starts with the disruption, or the purge rather. And an easy kill claimed by the Queen of Pain. Trade a Sand King for a Darkseer. A trade that almost anyone will take any day of the week. Lifestealer continues to farm. God, he is so fat. He's going to have an armlet, Midas treads, and a wand. I mean, I don't know that I've seen much better farm from a Lifestealer ever. It's pretty damn close. And granted, he's been uncontested, but he's up to 100 CS at 13.5 minutes. I was casting some games yesterday where 117 CS at 17 minutes was really good farm. This is just ridiculous. He's basically been not missing any last hits and left unenchanted and went for an early Midas and probably going to take some Chen creeps now. For Smash, it's almost like he doesn't want his creeps here. Ninja Boogie really wants to take one. They're going to start with the Burrow, though. Ninja Boogie, Midas is one. Not infesting yet as he's already used that. Queen of Pain jumps in, tries to bring down Smash, but there's your Hand of God. Queen of Pain will melt. The stand-in not on the same page at all as Ninja Boogie, who will then say, well, I'm going back. Smash in trouble, potentially, but Rage is cooling down. Lifestealer didn't want to go in just yet. Now he'll go in with the Rage. They need one more Burrow Strike, but they don't have it just yet. This Lifestealer, big items, but not doing big damage yet. Infest was actually stolen by Rubik, who will infest a Chen creep to try to live. Unfortunately, 3 hits, and he's dead. A Burrow and 2 hits, I should say, and he's dead, basically. The rotation from Windrunner is here. She's going Orchid. Now Fisher on the run. There's an Ion Shell on himself. That's not a dire Ion Shell, but can he actually fight his way out of this one? Juggernaut Blade Furies. Ninja Boogie just says, fine, I will auto-attack you, sir. And in comes the drive-by from Fisher. Starting to make those plays happen. He's got a fresh refraction up. They can't bring him down that fast, but they're going to start now. He's dropping low. He's standing under a sentry. He's manning up. He's still alive. Ninja Boogie barely surviving. Fisher just very hard to kill at this point in the game. He's baiting them like a good fisherman will. Baiting that hook, looking for the openings. Now the Blade Fury on the Sand Cage has the Burrow Strike. Is going to burrow away to safety. Now the TA. Shadow Strike down to the tower. The chase is on. The TP out attempted will not be there. Infest finishes the job. No escape for you, sir. TA with the Blink Dagger up, but I don't know how much he's going to do in these 5v5 fights. We will see. Agumon, 2 hits and he's dead. Didn't he just die? I think he just died. Yeah. Agumon dies. Basically 2-shotted by the Lifestealer. Holy guacamole. Well, let's take a look at the gold graph after that fiasco. 2k gold lead and rising for Neo.INT. 1.5k experience lead and rising for Neo.INT. And you got to just go back to the way the lanes develop, where Juggernaut got total free farm, but was forced to last under tower and missed quite a few last hits. Lifestealer rushes Midas. Juggernaut goes mid-game items. Chen pushes towers at level 4 before he has 2 creeps. Darkseer, not really the most efficient pattern when he's in the jungle. Didn't accomplish too much being in the lane top, aside from protecting his tower for a time. And as a result, I mean, by now, Darkseer could easily have a big item, like a mech, halfway, or like 2/3 of the way to the pipe. Instead, well, he's getting closer to a hood, but nowhere near those big game-changing items. So the way SM has played this really doesn't suit their lineup at all. Looking at their lineup, they were a strong 5 to 10 minute mark, get 2 or 3 towers easily, get the tier 1 and tier 2 bottom, then you're safe lane, then rotate mid, get the tier 1 there, and then drop some aggressive wards, establish map control, then the TA can use the blink to find kills, but the way they played it just plays right into Neo.INT's hands, and, well, we're seeing the effects of that now. Fisher, perched under the tower, surged away though, that surge, pretty useful. We'll be able to escape, all the while Ninja Boogie continues to increase his piles of gold, now up to another 2.4k. Okay. Ninja Boogie, just start thinking about Divine. You can already buy the Demon Edge, please. Well, I'd love to see the Basher here, of course. That's a fantastic item at this point in the game. Deso wouldn't be bad, just because they have enough stuns. They just need that burst damage. I mean, he's already 2-shotting the Rubik, basically. Could start 2-shotting the TA. TA blinks away in the nick of time. Burrow Strike was stolen. This could be a game changer for Agumon. 3-4 hero Burrow Strikes on top of some TA cleave. Or TA side blades, I should say. Potentially game changing. We'll see, though. It's a best out of 1, guys. This is a single elimination, best out of 1 format. So whoever wins this moves on. Neo.INT's ahead. They haven't won the game yet. And Darkseer Wall is always going to be an annoying thing to fight against. Slowly but surely, SM getting close to those next items. The mech for the Chen. He's got the headdress. He's not that far off. In fact, he's really close. Buckler, as well as the ultimate, as well as just needs the chainmail. It looks like at this point, basically. On to Fisher, they'll go. Gets disrupted. Now blinks away in the nick of time. Nice escape from him. Oh, he actually blinked north. Thought he was going to go south towards his team, but instead, Agumon, who just stole Burrow Strike, burrows to the low ground. Not the right way to run, but he had nowhere to go. If he went up here, Shadow Demon was waiting. If he went down here, Queen of Pain could have easily found him. Windrunner was cutting him off as well, so just random lines all over the map, and a random death for that Rubik. They could go Roche off of this, potentially. They don't have minus armor, but they... Oh, wait, no, they do. They have Medallion on Harchico. I would love to see them go Roche, since they have this Medallion, but they're not doing it yet. They're up to 3.5k on the Lifestealer. Oh, my God. 130 CS. So his creepiness slowed down a little bit, but that's because Ninja Boogie is coming to the fights now. He's been stealing Chen. He's been eating Chen creeps. He's been tanking a lot for his team. He's still getting gold. He's still getting experience at a much rapider rate than anybody else in the game. Or a much more rapid rate, I should say. Chen gets caught. Burrow to start, but potentially it's Down Knee who's the one who's really caught. Agumon's going to steal Burrow Strike again. He gets it back for himself. Reclaims one of the best non-ultimate abilities in the game. Here comes Juggernaut. Ults the Shadow Demon. Where's the disruption? Doesn't even bother. Figures he'll be dead to the follow-up. Chooses not to self-disrupt in the end. Or maybe it was just having a sip of some sort of delicious beverage. They want to fight bottom. Trap deployed. Ninja Boogie. Oh boy. That meld still hurts. Lifestealer is not immortal just yet. He'll get there, though. At the rate he's going, he'll get there real soon. Can Midas one creep, can infest another. Instead is lifted up, thrown into the creeps, infests one. No Midas just yet. Going for the kill. Where's that Midas? Should be coming out. Yep, that's half your Chen army. 2/3 of your Chen army. Down the drain in a second. Now up to 4.5k. 4.3k. Can easily have that. Desolator now isn't far off of an Abyssal Blade. Really whatever he wants. He's too big. I actually don't see how SM are going to deal with them. And the thing is, if you look at SM's lineup, they're actually very light on true disables. It's basically the Rubik, lift, and then if he can steal Burrow Strike. That's it. Juggernaut ult, not a disable. Spin, not a disable. Chen, his creeps are useless because they're getting Midas, they're getting infested. They're just not living to do anything. And of course he can rage out of to dodge everything aside from that Dark Warlord net, which really doesn't last long anyway, so it's not a great disable at this point in the game. It's alright. It's not great. And as a result, they can't stun the Lifestealer, and if you can't stun a Lifestealer, you want to at least be able to kite him. They do have Surge, they have some mobility with a Phase Drums Juggernaut, a Blink on the TA, but the issue is Chen and Rubik will just die. They'll just get hunted and killed instantly. And suddenly, music. Oh, Valve. You never cease to amuse me. So Ninja Boogie up to 5k. Get the rapier, damn it, Boogie. Get the rapier, damn it. No, no, you bought the wrong item. Oh. Well, who could blame him? It is single elim, it is best of one. And it's for the G1 League. This is easily top 3 most prestigious tournaments in China, really in Asia. And I would say arguably, at worst, I mean, as far as money goes, it's the #1 Dota 2 tournament outside of the international right now for an online event. And even for LAN events, I think it's more money as well. It's a big tournament. It's great practice. It's great money if you could win it. And you don't want to be going home because of a silly mistake. So as much as I would like to see some funny items, you can't blame them for not going for them. That being said, real men go rapier. Queen of Pain is going to be building an Orchid from the looks of things, but it's not coming anytime soon. Does spot out Smash. Wants to pop him. Can just do it by herself. She's level 11, but worried about that Mech Hand of God being too quick on the reaction. And if Smash is quick, he can heal himself before he dies. As that Queen of Pain ult has a big wind-up. But she's on the hunt. She may just try it anyway. Bottom lane, Ninja Boogie, slicing and dicing. Has the Assault Cuirass. That's a useless hope as wounds, but oh well. He's now going to rage. He's going to TP out. The Juggernaut Blade Fury, so there won't be an... Oh, that's a really unfortunate mistake there. Blade Fury is not a good skill to use against the Lifestealer at this point in the game. If he had used Omni Slash as a mini stun on the first auto attack, or the first slash basically, he could have canceled that TP, and Lifestealer did have Infest, but they might have been able to get the kill. Instead, well, they waste a bunch of time with 4 heroes, don't get anything accomplished. Neo Lucian is starting to occupy their opponent's jungle. Windrunner's Orchid is almost out. TA gonna blink in. Oh, looking to man up here. Gets disrupted. Rubik steals the Scream. Doesn't have Burrow Strike this fight, but there's your zap down. Quick kill. Fisher trying to take... meanwhile, on the back lines is PTY. Gets a kill of his own. TA's dropping low. Trying to get out of here. Has the bottle charges. Queen of Pain whiffs the blink stream. Fisher with the big jukes. Now the trap. One by one. They all fall down. 3 heroes dead. They were fighting without their Orchid Windrunner. Their billion item Lifestealer. A big blunder from Neo.INT. They will be able to get this tier 1 bottom, though. There's no way to defend it anymore. The glyph's down. The TPs are probably either just cooling down or still on cooldown for several heroes. So a bad fight for Neo.INT. A good engagement for SM, but still... SM has a long way to go. Lifestealer's got an AC. He's got an armlet. He's got a lot of attack speed. He's a tough customer, guys. He bites and he infects you, and then you die. He's a zombie. He's a ghoul. He's a nasty little man. Or was a man, anyway. I don't even know why he's using open wounds this game. It's just optimistic, to say the least. Quickly removes that refraction. Now Fisher forced to run away. And that's just a sign of how far ahead this Lifestealer is, that he can just dive the tower like that and not be punished. Ninjabogi TP's top. Time to murder a Chen army. All in a day's work. Can open wounds one. Can probably just chase the other. Yep, this is going to be an entire Chen army dead in a matter of seconds. Doesn't even want to use open wounds on it. Just open wounds it already. Ninja Boogie. While that was happening, I was missing Juggernaut die behind the tower by himself. He just gets caught up, picked off, and now I miss another kill. Oh, my first 2 missed kills of the game. My bad, guys. I'll try and pull it together. No, I'm not drunk, but it might seem like I am after that. So, the Windrunner killed off, has the Orchid, but just not able to escape from the TA here. Obviously, Surge is going to be a fantastic ability to just run a Windrunner down and put Surge on the TA. Doesn't matter if she windruns, you can outrun her easily and then kill her off once that windrun expires, once that evasion is gone. Still, they're getting all the outer towers, and they're doing it with ease as Ninja Boogie just chops away. Meanwhile, bottom lane, onto the Sand King. Has Burrow Strike, not using it yet. What's he waiting for? Uh-oh. Now the blink in, the kill from Fisher, dominating. This guy, the only one who's making things happen right now for his team. He needs some help, though. The pipe was deployed by the Darkseer. The dive on Hard-Chico. Drive-by incoming. Kill incoming. Can TP out immediately. Can he escape? No, he can't. Stand-in was there with the Sonic Wave. Meanwhile, Ninja Boogie plays Lifestealer versus Tower Dota. Towers can't run. They can't heal themselves too easily. They just sit there, take it like a punching bag, and then down they go. Roche is up for the pickings with the TA being dead, but they're just not going to go for it yet. With the Assault Cuirass and the Medallion, it will drop quickly. Granted, the Shadow Demon is dead at the moment. Killed off by the TA in that earlier clash. So they have their pipe, they have their mech. Strong pushing items, but unfortunately they just can't push. Desolator. Oh boy. I kind of prefer the Basher at this point in the game, but they do have a lot of minus armor with AC, Desolator, and Medallion. So anybody's going to die in basically 3 or 4 hits if there's not Refraction there or Mech or something to help mitigate the initial burst of damage. And he's just about got that Desolator as well. Just going to need, I think it's 200 more gold. Meanwhile, top lane, Lifestealer, just able to TP and by himself. Yep, there's your Deso. So, of course, the new recipe for Deso from a few months back, maybe 3 or 4 months at this point, is only 900 gold instead of the old school. I think it was 1200. So, just going to be pushing away at the top lane, continuing to farm up. I don't really see SM having an advantage if this goes late, but the one thing is, well, if it goes late and Neo.INT get caught without buyback, they'll be dead for longer. So just sort of the standard thing where you can win the late game by mistakes a little bit more easily than early to mid game. But in terms of hero composition, Neo.INT has pretty, I don't know if the better hero composition, but when Lifestealer is this farmed, it really should be, because they have 3 strong semi-carries with the double potential Hex carriers eventually, and for right now the double Orchid about to come out. And Lifestealer, who's so big, like too big to fail. Sure, SM is Darkseer, but Darkseer is not that useful against Lifestealer. You'll get that AC Assault Cuirass R for your team, but you're not gonna get tons of extra damage like you would with a Luna or some other hero that really has strong illusions like a Phantom Lancer. And they have the Shadow Demon, who's just murder on a Juggernaut. You spin, doesn't matter. You're purged, and you'll die in like 5 hits. And he's not really accelerating his farm. TI's BKB, a big item for her. But I'm not sure it's going to be enough as Darkseer gets caught, silenced up, can't surge away. Now Burrow Strike, now shackled, looks to be in a lot of trouble. Power Shot is here, death will follow, and the TA will quickly return to the base. BKB up, as mentioned, but what can she do with it? Now they want to go Roche. Finally, with Deso AC and Medallion, this Roche is not long for this world, guys. Let's time it. 28-28, they start. Well, bashing like a boss, he is. Now he's dropping. Now the Medallion is here. 28-28 was the start, and Roche is going to die in, it looks like 20 seconds or so. 28-28, the start, not even. 15 seconds. Dead at 28-43. And that was with a bash there and the Medallion being late. 15-second Roche. Good luck trying to contest that one. That's what minus 17 armor will do for you. 6 from the Desolator, 5 from the Assault Cuirass, then another 6 from that Medallion. Minus 17 armor. See ya, Roche. For anybody just tuning in, you are watching the G1 League Southeast Asian Qualifiers. I'm LD of Beyond the Summit. If you're watching this on Twitch TV, you've been naughty. You need to go watch on the G1 League site to support the G1 League. G1.2p.com. That's the number 2, not the word. Going there will directly support the G1 League, directly supports their sponsors and the organizers, 17173.com. So go correct your mistake quickly, and I will have mercy on your soul. And you'll also help ensure that future editions of the G1 League have a heavy Western influence, potentially have more Western teams, and, you know, they haven't made any promises specifically, but anything you do to help goes a long way. Juggernaut Blade Fury TP's out, but he was too late on that. Now he's going to pay with his life. Quick kill, easy kill. Some joke about Sandy Claus made there by Sand King. I don't get what that has to do with Juggernaut. Fisher orchided up under the tower. Silence wants this tower kill. He has BKB, so he can go for it. And the deny isn't going to be there for the Windrunner. But Windrunner shouldn't really die. Has the Windrun ability. And comes the Queen of Pain. Now we could see a BKB. Well, he'll TP out. But mid-lane, meanwhile, the real action picks up as Ninja Boogie is trying to man up against the entire enemy team. Gets 1 kill with Infest. He's going to get at least 2, maybe 3. Epicenter channeled. 3 heroes dead. Doesn't quite finish the Chen. Fisher says, I'll fight him. I'll fight him. Don't fight him, Fisher. That's a mistake. Don't smash us like Fisher. What you doing? What are you doing? Where's my team? Blinks away. Gonna be Shadow Struck. No, he won't. And now on to the tier 3 they go. Ninja Boogie. 19k net worth at 30 minutes in. 7-0-2. Creep score is phenomenal. 250. Considering how active he's been, that's fantastic. Just absolutely filthy rich. And now diving more onto this TA. 3 hits and she's dead once the ult is over. Toggling that armlet. Hasn't even lost his Aegis yet. He was 1v4ing their team to start that fight. And he ends the fight by caking the racks. And probably with that, the game. Neo.INT, no bear. Boogie performing his signature dance on the graves of his opponents as the ghoul. Gonna be taking 1 lane of racks. Now going for more. Showing off his Michael Jackson skills. And it's unfortunate for SM beating such a strong opponent in the first round, and some areas where they really could work on, but still good to see some new blood in the tournament scene Southeast Asia. Hopefully we'll get to see more of them in the future. They will buy back, but there's still Aegis on this Lifestealer. There's a Darkseer wall, but again, how much is that really going to do? Especially because he can be silenced. Vacuum, wall deployed, doesn't catch the Lifestealer. They don't get that Assault Cuirass for their team, and he's just going to go right back to wailing on the racks. They'll throw him into the wall. He may lose the Aegis here, but he'll come back with a fresh life. It's already 2 lanes of racks. It could be 3. Xiao man, actually it's a Juggernaut ult. 2 supports dead, so this may delay the inevitable by quite a bit. But Lifestealer's here, just slicing away. 4 hits, 5 hits. All of them refraction blocked in the last few. Otherwise, it would have been an easy kill. Down will go Agumon. Now the BKB from Fisher runs right back into this Lifestealer. 4-shotted down the drain. Blink forward from Quap. Wants the Jug. More kills for Ninja Boogie. Now up to, what was that? 730? 800 net experience per minute, 740 gold per minute. And he's been fighting all game since about the 15-minute mark. He started it by farming. He ends it by killing everyone. All your loved ones, all your family, all your friends. If you know Interpol, you should probably go report this ghoul. He's now going to go bottom. He's an international man of terror, Ninja Boogie is. Of course, he speaks English. He is from the Philippines. One of the few who does, and playing really well. Showing off his international flair for Neo.INT. How appropriate. This looked like an easy match for them, though. They really didn't break a sweat. I gotta say, the stand-in for Neo.INT did get dominated mid. The TA was the one bright spot this game. Cat hit fire. He's changed his name, I think, since the game started, but I can't even... His name's escaping me. Fisher. Yeah, Fisher played really well, but dominated Queen of Pain even after getting ganked. Didn't play perfectly, didn't take meld early, which is so good against Shadow Strike spam, but still ended up winning his lane. Just not enough backup. The item selections for SM, if you're going to run to play defensively, you should really try and find a wild, can focus on getting stacked farm, and Neo.INT weren't going aggressive. They also didn't do a good job of de-warding early on, just learning, basically growing pains for this team, and hopefully in the future they will improve. But Queen of Pain's going to start cleaning up the mess on the back lines. Ghost Scepter's everywhere, but eventually these things wear off after 4 seconds, and then you die, potentially before you can even cast Surge. Shackle on Fisher, under a Sentry. One hit does about 50, or 20% of his damage, about 1/5 of his HP. Infest for laughs as Felix will disconnect, and the GGs come out. SM are thoroughly beaten. Queen of Pain jumps in, throws out the Orchid, Lifestealer pops out, surprise, and death will follow. Not a very welcome surprise. I would never want to find this guy inside of my Christmas tree, under the tree. In a present, I should say. Triple kill from him. Sandy Claus chilling like a villain. So Neo.INT will be moving on, but we do have some more games coming up for the G1 League SEA Qualifier. Thank you all for joining me. After the Qualifier round 1 is done, after the round of 32, I will be turning my attention to Europe, to North America, to the We Play Dota 2 League. It's going to be the first day of GSL-style groups. Should be an awesome treat. I'm really excited about the format. I think it's way better than most of the other Western online events. Just my personal opinion, but I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially when we get to that round of 8 and the double limb bracket with hopefully 8 of the best teams in the world, in Europe and North America. But for now, we have a little bit more G1 League coming up, and meanwhile, Gods is casting GST IDC over and beyond the Summit 2, but he is getting ready to cast GST, the challenge. Luminous is here in the house. He should be joining Gods for that cast. Hopefully it all goes well. And those should be some great matches with Vici Gaming, LGD International. As we see some more fountain camping at the fountain. Fountain camping at the fountain. How novel. Fountain camping not at the fountain. Oh, that would be something unique and special. As a Crystalist, still tanking.